Welcome back to 13 Sunrise. This Sunday, we are visiting with Pat Sullivan from Sullivan Hardware and Garden. He's giving us some great advice for do-it-yourself home improvement projects. And this morning, he's talking about lawn care and what you can do in those spots where grass just does not want to grow.
So are you done yet? That is planting grass seed underneath a tree, as we do each and every spring, although this has been a rough year for grass seed with the drought conditions. But today I'm over at neighbor Tim's, and I have watched neighbor Tim plant grass seed in this area for years and years and years. And his wife, neighbor Sue, who is a little more sharp than neighbor Tim, realized that grass does not grow in the shade because you need at least 4 hours of sunlight to get grass to grow. So what did she do? Instead of having this sparse area, they had it mulched, and they have a beautiful area. So it looks like it's part of the landscape. And you can even see here over their fence, they also have a shady area up there. They've got some hostas up there, but just a nice mulched area, grass everywhere else. It looks like a plan. Neighbor Tim would still be planting grass seed. So over here you'll see now they have kind of a brick, a paver edge on it too, which is fine, but sometimes that can create just a little tiny bit more maintenance. Not a big deal because you get grass and stuff. So, or maybe you don't want to go to the expense. You can get yourself an edger, figure out where that grass can grow and what you're going to put into a bed, and you can do what's called a natural edge. And you get a nice straight edge like that, and then you pull it back, and that's just called a natural border. So that's really, a lot of landscape companies use that, works out really well. Maybe you don't want just mulch, so there's a lot of variety of plants that you can use that work really well in the shade. Coral bells, which are like this. There was just purple and green. Now through plant genetics, there's every color you can imagine, some coral colors. They're not really, they do flower, but they're really not, kind of an insignificant flower on them, but you do get a little bit of flower. It's mainly the foliage. Same thing here with stilby. It's generally just a green plant. These have some pretty dramatic blooms on them, come in white, red, some different colors. All will do well in the shade. Probably number one and the easiest is hostas, because they bigger and bigger, and you can even see neighbor Sue over there has some pretty good sized hostas. Same thing, they will put up a flower spike. Not really known for it. Some people actually, if it's an ugly variety of flower spike, they just cut it off. So the one thing I would caution you of when you're doing this great work is ground cover. Because ground cover always sounds like a great idea. Now, again, pointing out the smart neighbor Sue over here, you can see right up there by that tree they have ground cover. Why I caution you is because when you get a mat of ground cover, this is Vinca minor, so it's a beautiful blue flower. What I caution you is grass and weeds can come up in between this. And then you do have, and I had some a number of years ago, and it really didn't turn out that well. So if you're going to do ground cover, you always want to have a little bit of preen in the early season to knock out the weeds for the season. So just be careful with that. And then any other weeds that come up in your mulch, you use Roundup or even an organic one. So an alternative, maybe you want to be like neighbor Sue.